What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for yet another player ratings. No, Simeon's not with me today. I've got Slav. The watch along was fun last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always better when you get the result at the end, and to beat Chelsea's, I mean, it says it all.
Yeah, 100%.
Love beating them, so.
Yeah, so obviously last night we drew 1-1 with Chelsea at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, winning on penalties. Let's get into the player ratings. Let's start off with Hugo Laurie. We gave him a 6. Was there anything too much of note from Hugo last night? Because it was a quiet night for him again, wasn't it?
I think he kept us in it in the second half with that big save from Werner. Other than that, the Hudson-Odoi effort straight at him in the first half. He didn't really save any of the penalties, but
yeah,
I guess we've seen in the documentary he's a leader in the dressing room, so I guess he's an important character to have in the team, and we don't know what went on in the dressing room at half-time. Maybe he had something to say as well, so yeah, I think Hugo did a good job last night.
All right, so Hugo, we gave a 6. Let's go on to Japhet Tanganga. We gave him a 6 as well. I thought Japhet was really dodgy early on. He showed his rustiness. Obviously, it's his first game back, so you've got to give him a bit of leeway there. But look, like you said to me last night, I mean, he didn't even play after lockdown hardly at the back end of last season, so you've got to give him a bit of leeway. First game back. But all in all, I thought it was a good performance, but I think he grew into the game.
Yeah, I think people forget he hasn't actually played a game since, March?
Yeah.
It's a long time to not play football, and he had his injuries, and it's a tough game to come into, back three as well. So I thought he did okay, but hopefully he gets more minutes and, just sort of eases back into the swing of things and hopefully become an important defender for us.
100%. Let's move on to Eric Dier. We gave him an 8. Look, I think for the effort this guy has put in the last 48 hours, last 3 days, 290 minutes. Jose Mourinho called it inhumane. He's called it very dangerous as well, which it really is. But the performance he put in last night was absolutely sensational. Yeah. I thought the Chelsea strikers, apart from Timo Werner's goal, what chance did he have throughout the whole game?
Commanding, brought the ball out from the back, few good passes, scored his penalty, of course, after missing one against Chelsea a couple of years ago.
Exactly.
So, yeah, he stepped up big time, and he's Jose's JT in a way, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, credit to Eric Dier.
Definitely.
And if you got to go, you got to go.
Exactly. Unbelievable. But if Chelsea would have scored when he was off the pitch, we wouldn't be saying the same things, would we?
But still, if you got to go, you got to
go. Let's move on to Toby Alderweireld. We gave him an 8 as well. I, for one, has been one to talk about Toby in a kind of sort of negative light. I think that his best years have been past him, but he rolled back the years last night because I thought he was sensational. Again, the Chelsea strikers hardly had a sniff last night, and that was due to him and Eric Dier really putting in a shift last night.
Yeah, I think there was a couple moments, and especially in the second half, he was caught out of position and on that right-hand side, and they found the gap in the space. But good performance from Toby. Again, it's difficult when you're not playing every game. He's in and out, so it's hard to get your match sharpness, but he's a great option to have as a centre-back, whether he's first choice or not. And I thought last night he did his job.
I thought it was his best performance for a long time, Toby.
He wasn't at fault for the goal and was solid, cleared the ball, headed the ball, got himself in the way, and obviously his long ball to Reguilon that got us back in the game. So
him and Dier were playing some lovely pings throughout the whole night, really.
So yeah, much improved Toby last night.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully may that continue. Let's move on to debutant Sergio Reguilon. We gave him an 8. The boy wonder. Look, let's not be honest. It wasn't a flawless display. It was his 2 mistakes that led to the Chelsea goal.
Yeah, but it's how you react to the mistakes, and I think mistakes happen in football. Happens to everyone at every level, and it's how you react and how you 100%. Dust yourself off, and look, that's what you call a performance.
And he did that. I was mentioning to you yesterday, if you could see the stats on screen, it says Reguilon 5 interceptions. That is more than Toby, Dier, Tanganga and Aurier all put together. So that just shows you the kind of effort and desire he put into the game last night. It was reported that Jose Mourinho and the coaching staff were completely blown away by some of the stats he was producing last night.
And obviously Sim came up with the 1 assist for him and 0 for Ben Davies since 2018.
Exactly. So look, I mean,
it's the pace he's got running back.
Mate,
that
it's just
video
so
of him running back and nicking the ball off Hudson-Odoi.
It's so good to see
someone at left back to go forward.
Exactly. Not only go forward, but actually can go forward with intent, with pace, with physicality. I mean, the guy looks like we've really got a real catch there.
of him already.
I know.
Buzzing with Sergio.
Let's move on to the other side. Serge Aurier, we gave him an 8 as well.
Really impressed.
Yeah, I thought another great display from Serge Aurier. He came in last week on Thursday night, had a good display. I think this one was even better.
Yeah, I think, again, it's not easy when you're not playing every week. He had a point to prove. And it's great to have someone as your backup right back as good as that to come in and put in a shift. He was getting up and down the pitch. He was getting in behind the Chelsea left backs. He was solid defensively. He left one on Jorginho. So
he got a point just for that.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with Aurier last night. A much improved Serge Aurier. And I think the fact that he's not playing every week and that we're not so
probably better for him.
It's probably better for him.
Yeah, I agree. Because, when you're playing
week
in, week out,
every
midweek, weekend, weekend, it's hard to keep up the performances.
Exactly. So very happy with Aurier's performance last night.
Let's move on to Tanguy Ndombele. We gave him an 8. This guy is just getting better and better and better and better. I thought he completely ran the midfield last night. Another 90 minutes. What a shift this guy put in last night, running around like a nutcase. I thought he is really coming to the fore now for Tottenham Hotspur. You could see it in the last 10 minutes. He was just completely dead on his knees. And
didn't even run in the shootout.
I know.
But it was a performance where we didn't have much of the ball, and so you're not going to see the best of him.
Yeah.
But defensively, his work rate was really good.
His work rate was sensational.
Winning the ball back, and then when he did get the ball, playing the right pass, a few nice turns, holding off the Chelsea midfielders, Chelsea defenders, and yeah, I mean, everyone knows the talent he's got, and it was always down to him to sort of show us, and
now
every game he's starting
week
to do
in, week
it.
out.
So hopefully in the next few weeks we have like the best midfielder in the league, or one of them.
No, it's definitely looking that way because this guy is literally getting better and better and better every performance he plays. But let's move on to Jedson Fernandez. We gave him a 6. Went through on goal in the first half.
Yeah, could have scored. It was a tidy performance from Jedson. Nothing...
I'd probably say it's his best performance in a Spurs shirt.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong, but didn't do anything, amazing. Nicked the ball a few times, couple of nice turns, couple of good passes. So it's a good squad player. That's all it is, really.
That's the thing. He's a good squad player, but he's not our player. And if we want to sign him at the end of this year, it's 50 million. Do you see us forking out that much money for him?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, he's an okay player to have in the squad. I mean, what's the maximum you spend on him? 15 million, something like that?
I don't even know. I don't even know what position he is.
Yeah. But as a utility player, he can fill in a few different roles.
Right, for now, he's good to have. For now.
All right, we gave him a 6. Let's move on to Musoko. We gave him a 7. I thought it was another one of those classic Musoko performance. Covers every blade of grass. His passing ability was actually not bad last night, better than what it usually is. But look, he puts himself about. His physicality in the middle was such.
It's just his first touch that lets him down.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I think in the first half, his first touch let him down. But in the second half, he actually got a bit better at it. But look, it was a competent display from Musoko. Nothing great, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, it was a good performance. It was a solid performance. Mm-hmm. That's why I gave him a 7. 7 out of 10, consistent, solid, nothing wrong, nothing great.
But he provides that physicality in the middle that we really needed last night.
Did his job, broke up play. So happy with his performance. Obviously only his second appearance so far, so happy with that. Talking
about physicality, let's talk about Eric Lamela. We gave him an 8. He got the goal, but I thought this guy... I know we were talking about a lot in the first half, how frustrating he was, how it kept bouncing off him, how he wasn't releasing the ball quick enough. But what he did do on that pitch last night was not give the Chelsea players a second to breathe on the ball. And I thought that was a big reason to why we went on to win the game last night. And I think that the way he gives that passion and bleeds for the shirt, I thought it was just absolutely amazing. I can't commend him enough. I know I for one was berating him last night for his kind of what I said before, but I think he did such a job for the team last night.
Yeah, I thought, like you said, can't say anything more than what you've just said. Put himself about, held the ball up really well, got the goal, created, tried his best, and scored his penalty as well, which he's not been great at.
Yeah.
So very, very happy. Really made a claim for him to be in more starting 11s.
Definitely. When you're playing a derby in a highly passionate game, highly intense game, these are the players you want, who will step up and be counted for. You know what I mean? which moves us on to Stevie B, Steven Bergwijn. We gave him a 6. For me, in the first half, he didn't do enough. And then I thought in the second half, Mourinho must have put a bit of fire in his belly, because I really thought he came out in the second half with intent. That was because in the first half he didn't show intent. In the second half he actually showed intent, tried to get in behind a bit. I thought his performance improved a lot in that second half.
Yeah, and I thought he had that chance where he turned the defender and he shot over, didn't he? And he was just trying to go forwards a bit more, trying to drive at them. That's the thing. Recently Bergwijn, he gets the ball, but takes a touch inside and goes backwards.
Yeah.
Whereas this time,
which he did in the first half.
He was but he was taking that touch in the second half and trying to go forwards and trying to create something. And I think it's just about game time for him. He's got to have consistency and consistent starts to see the best of him. I think it's not going to help him playing him 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, start here, and I think he needs consistent game time. But another great player to have in the squad, and he holds the ball up really well. He's strong. He's really strong.
Lad, yeah. But look, I think it's a step in the right direction for Stevie last night, because we were speaking before the game talking about how Stevie doesn't do enough for the team. But I think last night it was definitely a step in the right direction.
Agree.
Let's move on to the substitutes. First one was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. We gave him a 7. It was an interesting substitution, obviously, the first one when we're looking for a goal to bring him on. I think he came on for Jedson. He provided that calmness in the middle. He got on the ball. He completely calmed things down. He won the ball in the middle of the park quite a few times with that kind of bite he shows in that middle of the park. But
he just sorted everyone out, didn't he, for the last 20 minutes. He just came on and obviously, look, I say it for each penalty taker, he scored his penalty. But it's his leadership qualities. He broke the ball up, and he's actually very good on the ball, better than people think. He's always got that eye for a forward pass, trying to break the lines as well. He's everywhere as well. He popped up at left wing at one point.
Do you think this guy is the actual answer to our midfield problems now? Because the first few games I wasn't actually sure on him, but now he's gradually growing into this role now.
He looks like what they're doing in training is paying off for him, and he looks like a really good defender. And at £3 million.
And Kyle Walker-Peters, yeah.
Well, 15 million, 12 million sold, so it's £3 million. So another good performance off the bench, comfortable performance from him. And I think we've got I think you also see it in the Southampton performances. They don't look the same team without him. So I think we've got a really good player. 100%. Presses so well as well.
100%. Let's move on to Harry Kane. We gave him a 6.
Didn't do too much, but just the presence.
Yeah, but what I want to say about Harry is that we were lacking a striker up there the whole game. It was clearly evident for everyone to see. I think if we would have had a striker on for the whole game, I think we would have won that in 90 minutes. I genuinely believe that. But what Harry Kane did provide is that when the ball came into the box for Lamela's goal, you had markers marking Harry Kane. You had 2 men on Harry Kane, because you know what effect he can have, and that freed up Lamela at the back post, which we didn't have the whole game, because Lamela and Stevie B were pretty much man-marked throughout the whole game, and when Harry Kane did come on, it provided space for the other players.
No, I agree. It takes defenders away, had a few chances as well, scored his penalty comfortably, and he's Harry Kane at the end of the day. Probably wasn't even trying that hard in a way, sort of probably just in second gear.
Yeah, well, you saw his celebrations when the Mason Mount missed his penalty.
But he to be able to bring Harry Kane off the bench was in a way, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but to bring Harry Kane off the bench, it caused them new problems.
Definitely.
It meant all the defenders were focused on Harry Kane, and they sort of forgot that we had other players on the pitch. And look, it can 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's all he needed,
an
really.
Extra 20 minutes in the tank as well.
Exactly. Match sharpness is coming. Harry Kane, I think, has been our best player this season.
He's sort of. I think it was Carragher that said his role has changed. I think it has. He's a centre forward / number 10 now.
The guy is absolutely sensational, and you see
he's
presence
everywhere.
he has on
if
that
you probably
pitch
look
now.
at his touch map, a couple of years ago, it's probably in and around the penalty, and now it's probably from
around the whole pitch, pitch, literally. But let's move on. Last but not least, Lucas Mora. We gave him a 6. He didn't have much.
I'm going to say it again. He scored his penalty.
That's what I was going to talk about, because he didn't have much time to impress on the pitch. But what he did do, I think every single Spurs fan, when he lined up to take that penalty, everyone was fearing the worst.
Yeah, he missed at Colchester, didn't he? He missed against Chelsea a few
exactly.
years ago.
Everyone was fearing the worst. He put the ball away. And look, Lucas Mora was probably the most one that everyone was not looking forward to taking the penalty. But I think him putting away that penalty just told the whole story of the night.
I thought
Everyone
did okay
was
as well
so calm
when he picked up the ball deep and tried to sort of make something out of it. Another good option on the bench. Our squad's great.
It really is. We were banging on about it last night. But look, let's talk about Jose Mourinho for a little bit. How do you feel that we set up, and how do you feel that his game plan went?
Perfect, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But
we sat back for an hour. It was sort of staying. And I don't think we deserved to concede that goal. It was their only real chance. But they scored their goal, and then it was sort of like, right, stay in the game until I can bring Harry on for the last 20, and then let's get the goal. We got the goal, and penalties is luck.
Yeah,
but I think he got it spot on.
Do you commend Jose? Because in the past you would say that Spurs, so when it goes to penalty shootout, no one's confident. And it seems as though when the players were stepping up last night, everyone just seemed confident.
Yeah, he's changing the mentality of the club. He's changing the mindset of the players. If you look at the picture from the Norwich penalty shootout when the players are standing there, and you look at the one from last night, there's just such a difference. Yeah. Such a difference.
Also, I think, was it you or Sim that mentioned it last night, that this team, pretty much the same team that played when Kane and Son were out injured, and we looked terrible then.
Yeah.
Was it you that mentioned it? And then last night we played with that team, and we completely played Chelsea off the park effectively in the second half anyway.
I'm not even sure what the difference is. If I mean, maybe
it's a mentality.
Maybe Reguilon was the only difference last night. Yeah. Just a bit of an outlet on the
and Kane to come on, but still, it's the mentality change. It's the changes in everyone's minds. You can see that Jose is bringing positivity to this squad finally, and they're finally starting to believe in themselves.
He's making them winners. That's what he's doing, and hopefully we do win something. Otherwise, it could be. Well, I don't really want to talk about what it could be, but hopefully we do win something, and it pays off because there are a lot of positives at the club at the moment, and hopefully with a striker to come in, maybe another centre back, we'll be up there hopefully.
All right, so there you have it. That is our player ratings for the Chelsea game. Check out later as we'll be bringing you a predicted lineup for the Maccabi Haifa game. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with our player ratings. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.